Hey everyone. I don't know about you, but if you've ever worked with a company that invests in their employees, you've been experienced this whole idea of improving yourself. Many companies send employees out for training. They do it either to train them in their skills. I worked for a sales company for years, and they would send us regularly to hone our skills, to learn new ways of negotiating or dealing with clients. Some companies, they send people out for training because they need to understand the industry better. They need to know what the new rules are and the new regulations and so on. And most of us don't blink an eye over this. It's something that is necessary to keep up to date with improvements in industries and so on. And we do it because it makes us more productive, it makes us more efficient, and actually there's some sense of self-satisfaction when we grow and when we train. But there seems to be this reluctance or a neglect that I've observed in people doing this for themselves. And so whether it's investing in understanding their own hearts or how they think, or even investing in relationships, a lot of times we neglect that side of things. It's either too much work, feels like we don't have the time or the space for it, or we just don't find it all that interesting. Yet it's it seems when you read through scripture that this was actually something that God intended for us. He wants us to invest in understanding ourselves. Proverbs 20 talks about how the purposes of a man's heart are very deep, and it takes someone of understanding to draw it out. Jeremiah 17 talks about the heart being deceitful. Who can understand it? And the idea is looking for being revealed to understand what causes us to do the things we do that aren't healthy. Romans 12, Paul talks about we need to be renewed, we be transformed by the renewing of our mind. In other words, there's things we need to understand or think or grow in. And so I wonder sometimes if we neglect that in our daily spiritual walk, this investing in ourselves, investing in what we do, investing in understanding, because it brings a benefit. It helps us in our own actions, the way we do things, why we do them, how we feel about them. It definitely impacts our relationships and how we connect with other people. And it can really impact our satisfaction or even our impact in the kingdom, because we end up doing and acting and being and believing in ways that are more in line with Jesus. Why do I bring this up? Well, we try to, at Atlanta Road Alliance Church, regularly give opportunities for these kinds of things. And there's 3 of them coming up in the next month and a half that I would encourage you to participate in one or more of these things. And the first one in May 2nd is a Saturday. It's a 6-hour training we call it SDI, it just means Strengths Deployment Inventory, but the name doesn't really matter. What it is it's training to understand yourself. We are actually all motivated by a very core set of things, and our reactions, our responses, and why we do things are actually very predictable if we understand it, and it can actually change how we do it. More importantly, it can help us understand the people around us, whether it's our spouse, our kids, our parents, our coworkers, neighbors, whatever it is. Very, very useful and well worth the investment. And then in the middle of May, we actually have our 40 hours of prayer, and that's a spiritual investment. It's taking some time to sign up, to come to the church, to be a part of that, to pray and to seek God. And then the weekend after that, right at the end of May, we have the Art of Marriage Conference, which is a great chance to invest in your relationship with the most important person in your life. And so I would highly suggest coming to that. It doesn't even matter if you think you have a great marriage. There's always room to grow and to do better and to find greater joy and satisfaction. So I would encourage you, whatever that looks like, to invest in yourself, in your understanding. Let God reveal things to you, because in the end, you'll find it was totally worth it. Till next time.